everyone, I'm Ernie and I am so glad you're here with us today. Today, before we get into this episode, I wanted to forewarn you that we got nothing out of this smelt, which was really unusual. It's never really happened to me before in this. And so a couple of episodes ago, we took 100 grams of this crushed ore that we got from the unknown name mill, and we took 100 grams. We didn't crush it, we didn't wash it out, we just smelted it, and we ended up getting 0.072 grams of gold. I took the rest of the bag on this episode, and you'll see that. I took the rest of the bag and we crushed it up, we washed it out, we got 15 grams of concentrate out of it, and because it was really light, I added some of the material that we had from the wash back into that, so we smelted it up. But it was really weird because this is the first time that, I did this and got absolutely nothing out of a prill that was 22 grams. And so I just wanted to forewarn you before you watch this whole video that we ended up getting nothing. But there are some good content in this episode that would be beneficial to you. So anyhow, what we're going to do on the next following episode, I'm going to take what we washed out of that ore from the unknown name mill, and the stuff that I had washed out. I'm going to get about 150 grams of that stuff, and I'm going to smelt it to see if there's any type of precious metals in the rocks itself. So anyhow, I hope you enjoy this episode, and I hope you can learn something from it, from my mistake. And if you have any comments of what I might have done wrong, please let me know, because I would really like to know. So anyhow, enjoy this episode, and we'll see you soon. Hello everyone, I'm Ernie, and I'm so glad you're here with us today. Today what we're going to do, we're going to take this bag of ore, we're going to crush it up, and we're going to wash it out at my wash plant, and then roast it and turn the sulfides into oxides, and then smelt it. Because the other day we just took 100 grams of material out of this bag, we smelted it, and we got almost 1/10 of a gram of gold out of that. So we're going to find out exactly what's in here. We're going to crush it up with this Cobra rock crusher, and I will put the crushed ore in this bucket. We'll wash it out and wash it through the wash plant, pan out the concentrates, and then we will smelt it and find out what we get inside of this ore. So come along and join me on this project. All right, what I did, I took the crushed ore from our bucket and put it in our Garrett Super Sluice gold pan, and I weighed out the scale to balance it out on 0. I'm going to weigh the crushed ore to find out exactly how much weight we have. We have 8 pounds of crushed ore, and we're going to wash this out. What I wanted to show you is how I'm washing this out today. I'm doing it completely different because there was only 8 pounds of ore that was crushed up, and so I'm just using this high pressure nozzle to wash out the material. I've already done this multiple times to clean the concentrate out. And so what I've done, I just use this high pressure hose, wash this out, let it settle for a minute, and then slowly pour the water out so I don't lose any material. And you can see that the water is basically clean. The material is sitting down at the bottom. So what I'm going to do right now, instead of running it through my sluice box, I'm just going to run it through my Garrett super sluice pan, and we'll get the concentrate out in that manner. I don't know if you can see that in the shade here. What I'm going to do, because when I was panning through my material, I had left a lot of chunks inside there, chunks of rocks that is. And so what I'm going to do, I am going to pour the water out into a 5-gallon bucket, but I'm going to have my classifier out, and my classifier will get those rocks, and we're going to check the material out and see what I missed. Here is the material that I had panned out, and you can see all the ore that the rock crusher had missed because I didn't give it enough time to really crush the rocks. And so I believe I'm going to rework this and see what we get. I just wanted to show you the finds that I missed from my first pan. This is the second pan, and so I missed quite a bit. And so I think what I really need to do is slow down my process and just take my time and slow down my schedule in life as well. We have our sulfides roasting, and we're going to turn them into oxides. I left a lot of silica sand inside there. That way I shouldn't have to add any silica sand into the flux, but I also left that much sand in there because I didn't want to lose the concentrate that was in the ore. So this is what we have, and once it's done roasting and cooled down, we'll weigh it up and see how much we got. I wanted to show you our concentrate, and we have 15 grams, and so that is not too bad out of 8 pounds. And I am going to determine how I am going to smelt this up. We have our furnace heating up, and here we have our concentrate in our flux, and I added some material in there that we had washed up. So there's about a total of 50 grams of concentrate, but we have 60 grams of soda ash, 60 grams of borax, and 60 grams of Chapman's flux, about 50 grams of silica sand, 50 grams of potassium nitrate, and 40 grams of high litharge with flour. And what we're going to do today, we're going to have to pour half of this into our crucible, because the crucible that I have been using, you can see after our last project that this crucible had broken on the edge. And so, but what I did several weeks ago at Legends Incorporated in Sparks, I had bought a case of these 50 grams crucible, and they run about $66 plus tax, and because there's 36 of them in a case, they cost about $1.95 per crucible. So I think this is going to work out great. The rest of the flux and concentrate into our clay crucible, and I just want to make a note that I did talk to the metallurgist at Legends Incorporated in Sparks and asked him if I needed to glaze the crucible before I used it, and he said no, that wasn't necessary. So anyhow, we got the material in our crucible, and now we're going to heat it up again and let everything melt. And apparently I had put too much flux and concentrate in the first batch of the smelt, and I had an overflow in this crucible. And you can see on the crucible there are some pieces of stone that did not melt, and so, but we'll see how this turns out. Here is our lead prill. I will get the scale and we'll weigh it up, and then we'll cupel it and see what we get. Here is the slag that we got from our cone, and it came out actually pretty clear except for those pieces of stone that didn't melt when we smelted this. And I'm thinking that I'll just have to get the temperature inside the furnace a lot hotter, but we did get a prill, and for the most part this slag is pretty clean. All right, we have our lead prill. It's anywhere from 21 grams to 23 grams depending upon how hard the wind is blowing.